Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I quickly want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the latest videos. It really keeps me motivated to continue. And yeah, just thank you. I hope you will enjoy this video. So for this video, I'm gonna talk about a red hive composition. So what bees you need, what amulet stats, and what bee quips. So let's just start off with the bees. I'll also explain why I have certain things, if that's fine. Okay, so for the bees, obviously a basic bee for the pollen hive bonus. I mean, any hive needs that. You don't need all these. I suggest keeping a hasty bee. I mean, hasty bee is optional, but it's easier to have some extra movement speed during boosts for the targets, but that's optional. I removed my Lucky Bee since the critical power is kinda meh in my opinion, and I can always get it back. Not that that's a problem or something, but I don't run a Lucky Bee right now, but I suggest you should. A red bee obviously for the red pollen. I recommend using Stubborn Bee for when you macro, because it keeps tokens active for longer, so you have more time to pick them up, and it's pretty good for a macro. So I suggest keeping one FU macro, and you can just swap it out with Hasty. It's fine. Next up are the epic bees. You don't need any blue bees. Commander bee is pretty nice for the critical chance, and of course the focus, which you also get from the targets if you catch them. But overall, a little bit of extra critical chance can't harm that much. So I recommend keeping one. Next up we have a fire bee, which is pretty important for the extra flame pollen. And flames also gather a lot of pollen, so that's pretty good. Next up, you don't need any of these, but a rage bee, get a rage bee if you have a toy horn on it. I suggest keeping a toy horn on your Crimson and your Rage, so you only need 1 or 2 music bees. Riley bee is pretty good for the red shield capacity and for the red boost, because your backpack fills really quickly during boosts, so a little bit of extra capacity is always nice to have. Next up, the legendary bees. I suggest keeping 2 carpenter bees for the marks. It's just the marks, not really much anything else. But I'll also explain why I have this many vex, but the carps are mainly for the honey marks. You don't need any of these. The music bees are, of course, important for the melody, and that's pretty much it for music. So keep like 3 or 4. I suggest 3, and if you have 1 or 2 toy horns, keep 2 or 3. It's up to you guys. Next up we have a shy bee. Now the shy bee actually has its hive bonus changed from red pollen to bee ability pollen, but bee ability pollen is also pretty good, and it also drops red boost, which is pretty good because the scorching star will activate faster. So I suggest keeping a shy bee. Why was I gonna say shy? Next up, the mythic bees. I suggest keeping a buoyant. I mean, it's up to you guys, but in my opinion, the same with Riley bee. The capacity is pretty important for red hives having boosts because because of the high pollen multipliers. So it's always nice to have some extra capacity. So I suggest keeping one. It could make a difference in your boosts by a lot. I haven't tried it out yet, but it should be a pretty good one. Next up, precise bees. Precise bees are actually very important for red hives, and that's mainly because of the targets. Now I suggest keeping around 7 to 8 precise bees, so that you have constant times 10 precision during boosts, and also for the red boost tokens. And next up, the spicy bees. That's pretty much the main bee for red hives. I personally run 13 because you don't need that much anymore, because the dark side makes your flames become purple, aka dark heat, and dark heat makes your scorching star grow faster by 33%. So you don't need that much spicy bees. So I suggest keeping around 12 to 13, something like that, should be fine. And the tadpole is just for the baby love. You need like 3 to 4 sources. And the vector bees. The reason why I have 7 vector bees is because of the pollen mark plus. And it's pretty obvious you need like shit tons of marks for red. So in my opinion, the pollen mark plus is a really good option. A really good way to go if you have lots of royal jellies. But I suggest keeping like 7 of these. Now the event bees are pretty self-explaining. Obviously, if you have it, a bear bee, it's not a must-have, but it's a great upgrade to your hive. The crimson bee, obviously, the instant red conversion is really important, otherwise your backpack would die. Your festive bee for the red pollen and the gift. The photon bee is for the instant conversion, which is also really important. The tabby bee obviously for the critical power, and the windy bee. Now windy bee is kind of debatable because it only gives cloud boosts, white boosts, and tornado. But tornado collects a lot of pollen, but your haste will disappear from it. So it's up to you if you want to keep it or not. Now that's the bees. Let's go to the amulets. Okay, so the amulets I currently have. I'll start with the ant amulet. Currently I have pollen, critical power, bee attack, and red pollen. Well, white pollen is better than blue, but it's optional for the ant amulet because it's only a maximum of 30. So this is my current amulet, and I'm not gonna change it anytime soon. But this is, if you have white pollen instead of blue, it would be a pretty decent to very good amulet. Next up, the Mune amulet. I'm still trying to change it to instant conversion bond from treats. But bond from treats is also pretty good if you want to level up your hive. Otherwise, I would suggest getting white pollen. Now, the stickbug amulet. Obviously, convert rate is pretty good for the conversion. I suggest getting 1 bee attack and 2 red bee attack, but I don't have that currently. 8 red pollen is also really important on this amulet, and if you can get it, the 10% attack, so that your star sort of converts a lot more. Well, the Supreme Star is pretty self-explaining. I don't really have to add much about it, but yeah, this is my current one, and you should get sort of the same amulet setup, but the below pollen should be bee ability rate. Otherwise, it's perfect. King Bearded amulet is pretty meh because you're not gonna boost in mushroom anyways. But so just get bee attack and strawberry field. That's pretty much all. And the snare amulet, to be honest, I run pollen and white pollen, but you can also just get goo conversion. It's really up to you what you want. Also, I don't have a gummy bee because it kind of took up a slot, and I'm mainly focused on boosting. And gumdrops are a pretty good way for boosting, so I don't really need it. Well, lastly, the bee quips. So I'm still trying to get my second toy horn, but as you can see, I have a beesman stop on red bee and hasty so that they generate their tokens faster. The red also has a bee ability rate, and obviously I upgraded them. You can see that right now. So, but this is mainly because they produce more tokens then. I have a toy drum on Riley for the extra haste. I have a paper angel on Shy Bee and Photon Bee for the token link, because you don't have that many token link sources. So it's pretty nice ad to have. Now the festive wreath is pretty self-explaining for the festive. The candles have a gathering flames chance, so they spawn with some extra flames sometimes. They have extra red gather, and they also boost the flames pollen, which is pretty nice, but I'm still trying to get a good one. The poinsettias, they're pretty good because they boost the red gather by a lot. I put them on tadpoles so they can also collect a bit more. I'm also trying to get a hive bonus for red pollen, but I'm not that lucky on them. But if you can, just try to get red pollen as a hive bonus on it, because it's a pretty good bee equip for red. Next up we have the bees with 3 heads. I mainly have those for the capacity is kinda low, but the ability pollen and the critical chance are pretty nice, and the convert rate at hive is also kinda decent, but it could be better. But that's mainly the reason why I keep those. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.